In a single day, the U.S. Postal Service delivers more than 472 million pieces of mail. It's long been an essential means of communication for people around the country, tracing its roots back to 1775, when Benjamin Franklin was our first Postmaster General. But lately, as we've seen discarded absentee ballots,
I don't trust the system.
Some mail never delivered.
And they're still out there stranded.
A leader under fire.
We are very concerned with the deterioration in service.
Trust has wavered.
I'm skeptical.
Especially for people like Relisha Jenkins.
I like to write. I'm old school. I don't send emails.
She's relied on the Postal Service to stay in touch with a close friend from Tennessee.
Like pen pals, I guess you would say.
And for the most part, she hasn't had problems, except for the last 5 months.
Well, once or twice when some letters didn't get delivered, but I always get my bills on time.
When it comes to her vote for our next president, she's not relying on the mail.
I just feel like this is a very, very important election.
So how much is this skepticism warranted? We've spent the last couple months investigating. I mailed 284 letters to 71 people to track delivery time and dependability. Our participants, all WHAS 11 staff.
Delivered on the 30th.
Using poverty data from the U.S. Census Bureau, we mailed letters from around Louisville. We sent half the letters from a mailbox and post office in zip code 40203, an area that includes the West End and downtown Louisville. It has a poverty rate of more than 45%.
The mail here is getting kind of screwed up.
We sent the rest from a mailbox and post office in zip code 40059. That's Prospect, a more affluent area, with a poverty rate of less than 3%.
It feels like it's a little less reliable than it should be.
The Postal Service says the typical time for mail delivery nationwide is 1 to 3 business days. About 88% of our letters were delivered in 3 days or less. But we discovered exceptions. We found letters sent from here, a wealthier zip code, were more often delivered faster. More than 12% of our letters took between 4 and 23 days, including weekends, to reach their destinations.
That's very surprising.
That's pretty crazy.
No, I'm not surprised, because this happens every day.
Mailbox versus post office. We found delivery times were roughly the same.
Really? I would have thought going to the post office it would have been, a little more secure.
Well, that's good to know.
We also discovered, among those who responded, not a single letter went missing. What does the U.S. Postal Service think about our findings? We asked for an interview multiple times.
I'm following up about an interview.
They denied our request, but in an email, they told us in part, we go to great lengths to provide service to all communities equally.
I worked for 19 years delivering mail in Lexington.
We did talk with Troy Clark.
Being a letter carrier was the best job in the country. You're very much appreciated.
He's now a regional officer with the National Association of Letter Carriers, a labor union. We asked about the letter delays we experienced.
What's your reaction to our findings?
There's just so many pieces of the puzzle. It's hard really to pinpoint what the possible problem could have been.
He says lower employee availability due to COVID-19 could explain some mail delays.
Many people I spoke with are afraid about trusting the Postal Service with their ballot. How do you feel about that?
That's not going to be an issue whatsoever. Put the ballot in the mail prior to November 3rd, and it should very well be counted.
The State Board of Elections confirms ballots postmarked by November 3rd and received by November 6th, 6 p.m. local time, will be counted by your county clerk.
You can rely on the Postal Service.
Relisha Jenkins will, for the most part. She won't stop sending letters to friends.
You depend on the Postal Service.
Yes.
But not with her most important mail. Despite our study that showed no letters went missing, her couple of letters still lost in the mail make her worried.
Yeah, pretty much.
With her vote, she won't put her faith in this American institution. She's voting in person.
Because I want to make sure that my vote gets counted.
For Focus, I'm Paula Vassan.